Yo, what's up, Lucas? All right, so I broke it last time, but here we go again, part two. Is the quality good or no? I'm on the hotspot now, so Action Jacks, Zerk, you guys are all here. Ooh, the only problem, I don't know who the moderators are for this one, so we're going with the first five right now. Action Jacks, Lucas, Jerk, BMX JT is a moderator. All right, we're gonna wait for few more people. We were at like, I don't know, 5 or 6. This is fine. Yo, Donovan, we got some good news for Donovan. I can use up my air horn. Okay, guys, I'm just gonna start connecting with the hotspot from now on. So sorry, so sorry. That was super annoying. But Glossy is here. Okay, so we have the small squad back, but hold on, let me drink some water and let's get right into it. I was rambling on about Action Jax's how-to, so I'm just gonna pick up where I left off. I was just talking to nothing, and no one was in here, and I was like, well, that's annoying. Yeah, Glossy, like I lived in Montana in a town with 2,000 people. It was a tiny town. We had way better internet there than we do here. It's ridiculous, but my lid was still on. What's up, Jake? JT, I'm gonna have to say, just off top of my head, that I personally like the Primer Park just a little bit better. It comes with the Sunday Freeze stem, which is my all-time favorite stem. You're never, ever, ever going to break that stem. And while it's not full chromoly for a beginner park-specific rider, it's really solid. Now, there's nothing. So if you're a mid-level rider, it's tough because you need to consider either stepping up, spending almost $700 on the We the People Versus, or getting a lower quality Primer or Subrosa Park bike. So if you're a beginner, Primer Park, I like that one a lot more. Okay, so this is what I was rambling about, guys. Action Jack, I was chilling at the skate park, and he came up on my YouTube page because I subscribed to him. If you guys want me to subscribe to you, post your channel link in the chat, and I'll pop over and subscribe real quick. But anyway, Action Jacks posted a little how-to video. It's pretty informative. His cameraman could use some work. He needs to coach his cameraman a little bit. But the how-to video, it was really interesting, and I don't think there's many of these out there on YouTube. It was a foot jam back tire grab. So my friend and I were kind of messing around with that, and to be completely honest, it's way harder than than I expected. We were trying it on a bank, so we are going up a bank to foot jam back tire grab, and so guys, if you guys are curious about that trick, watch Action Jacks. He's gonna show you how to do it. But one thing, the whole point of this, guys, is I always like to support all your guys' little channels, help you guys get better in every way, and the whole community supports each other. I absolutely love going over to like Lucas's video and seeing Aiden and just a handful of guys from the live stream commenting on there and just building that community. So check out each other's YouTube and hype each other up. Let's see. Okay, there's one more thing I wanted. Oh, Beef BMX, is Beef BMX in here? I see. Okay, guys, we need to find Aiden. Aiden has been slacking lately. I wonder what's up with him. Aiden and Jeff. I haven't seen Aiden or Jeff in the lives in a while. I'm gonna reach out to them, make sure they're all Gucci. So Donovan Beef BMX posted, he sent me a video. So he's asking about tail whips. He landed tail whips a while ago. We asked him in the last live, did you land tail whips? And he said no. So it was kind of disappointing, to be honest. However, he's been working on it. I sent him some free clips from bike school and gave him some things to work on. He definitely needs to keep his chest over, keep the whip a little bit lower. But he sent me a video yesterday or the day before, and if he's still in here, Donovan, did you land the tail whip? We're gonna ask you guys. We gotta hold each other accountable. Make sure we're all progressing. We're waiting. Hold on. We're waiting for Beef BMX to say whether he landed the tail whip or not. All right, while we wait for him, I'm going to answer some questions if there are any questions. He landed the tail whip. Good job, man. That's exciting because that for me, that's like a dream trick, you know. I was always trying the whip and I would try it 15, 20 times a day. I wouldn't land it. I'd go home defeated. But over time, you know, you break that the Dunning-Kruger effect. I sent you a little clip about that. It's crazy how that works. But dude, good job. Keep up. The persistence is one thing. If you guys did any of you guys watch the video I put out this morning? So it's like it was supposed to be 7 tips for new bike riders, and I don't know, somehow when I was filming it, like I skipped step number 4 or 5 and just kept going on. So when I got to edit it, I was like, why is there only why is there only 6 tips in here? I'm kind of an airhead, so that's what happened with that. um anyway, did you guys watch that? The one thing that I really liked in there was the difference in practice and deliberate practice. You know, your mom or your grandma's driving versus Ricky Bobby's driving. And that's something, you know, when Beef BMX heads to the skate park, he is trying deliberately to land that whip. Like he's just not going there and aimlessly kicking tail whips. Like he's thinking about what he needs to do different on each attempt. And that's how you actually build up the progression. So good job, man. That is so exciting. I see lots of good questions in here. And so I'm going to start ripping through them. But guys, this is always my favorite live just because it's more chilled, laid back. You guys are cool. So first I want to see who's in here. Who's all in here? We got Lucas, Action Jacks, we got Zerk, BMX JT, Beef BMX, Lucas Stip, Bizzle. Guys, Bizzle sent me a picture. So while we're plugging each other's social media, Bizzle built up a new bike. It looks beautiful, all black, all white with Colt and animal parts. It looks so good. He asked me, actually, I think I saw somewhere, he said, what would you change on my build? So the only thing I was thinking after I looked at it that I would change on that. Oh, but first, guys, go follow Bizzle if you want to see his build. Here, I'll try and show you a picture. He's going to post a little Insta edit. His Instagram is bizzle_the_noob. But oh my god, I don't even follow him back. I suck. Look at that. Back. I'm a terrible person. So anyway, what it's all about. We got Glossy, we got Lucas. I said Lucas. We got Jake. We got Adam. What's up, Adam? I see your question, man. I will 121. Also see your question, man. I will do it. Who else? Dustin Hoffman and GN Mad Hatter XIGN. What's the best BMX for 500? I'm sure there's a lot of homies in the chat that can answer that for you right now. They know my opinion on it. It's probably either going to be the Kink Switch or the Kink Whip. Those are my 2 favorite. They're both kink bikes. If you have a little extra money, look at the Cult Devotion or the Sunday X. Those are also very good options, but they do not fit in to that $500 barrier. Michael Baldwin, what's up, man? Glad you are here. It's crazy how different the people in this chat. It's a whole different group of people who are in the Friday chats, but I remember both groups. It's so cool. Okay, so I'm going to skip down at the bottom. Is there anything pressing here to talk about? We got Adam. Best driver. Okay, so the first question we see is BMX JT asking what's better, the Primer Park or the Subrosa Park? We answered that one. Okay, Adam. Adam says, what do you think of the Stranger Crux? The Versus isn't guaranteed to get that shop, but the Crux I can get Tuesday. So the Crux is a whole different style than the Versus. The Versus, like I said in the review, is very responsive, very technical, and it's designed around park riding. Even though it has some pegs, the geometry is best for park riding. The Crux, I don't know if you're talking about the Crux Pro or just the Crux, but hold on, I got to look at it. But it's more general. It has a responsive chainstay, but it's more more general than the Versus, like the Versus really is really responsive. So one thing I also want to point out is Stranger's not a huge company. They're kind of, I mean, they're popular, right? They're well known, but they're huge. So when you compare something like Stranger to say Kink, which is a much bigger company, you're going to get better prices with Kink and Sunday and things like that, better price to quality ratio. Lots of bikes and get lower prices. So the Crux is full chromoly. It's solid. The chain will probably break on you after a while, but it does have double wall rims. That is good. And it only weighs 25 pounds. That's actually pretty solid. The geometry was what I wanted to look at, though. Okay. Yeah. So, like I said, it's more general. It's a big chainstay. I feel like you're probably a lot smaller. Adam, I don't know how tall you are, but you should be about 6 foot to 6'2" to get this bike. Even, I don't know, 5'8" if you really want to push it. But it's a tall frame. The chainstay length is average, right at 13 inches. The head tube angle is pretty steep. So it's actually a little steeper than the Versus. It's going to be really responsive with turns, but the back chainstay is going to give you more control with manuals and things like that. Tall standover height, where the Versus is like a 7-inch standover height. The Crux is 2 inches taller. So it really just depends on your style of riding. The Versus, if you're going to go more park riding, dude, stick with that because it's the best park bike you're going to get. If you're unsure and you kind of want to ride, park, dirt, street, the Crux will be a better choice. Ooh, BMX JT, that's kind of tough. So you're only 4'9". You need something that I don't know. I don't know how fast you're growing. If you're growing super fast, you need like you could get up to a 20.5 if you're growing fast. At your current size, the 20.5 is going to be hard to control, but you'll grow into it and then it'll give you like a good average size. I would say if you're not really growing too much right now, get something again super small. I like the King or the comes in a 20.00 or a 20.25. Don't like any of the fit bikes because they're a little overpriced for the quality you're getting. I don't really recommend them on any of the recommendations except the Park X XS extra small because it's such a small compact bike. It's really easy for smaller riders like you who are right at 5 foot to maneuver. But if you're growing, look at something like a 0.5 inch, like I don't know, Kink Gap, Kink Whip, one of those two are pretty solid. The Sunday, what's the one with Aaron Ross? Sunday Forecaster, I think. Any of those, man. But at your height, getting something really tall, like even a 20.75 or 21, is going to kill your ability to progress. You're going to have a really hard time progressing. Jake says, oh, I forgot to pin the comment. Someone explained, did the stream go down and back online again? Yeah, I don't know what happened to the last one. I tried to connect to my hotspot and it said I was offline. It said it couldn't connect and then it did connect. And then like it just sat here. It showed me talking and everything, but it said it was like reconnecting and it wouldn't work. So here we are. We're back in this one. I think a lot of people weren't able to get over to this one from the other one. YouTube makes the stream super hard to find. It's really annoying. Okay. Action Jack says, what cheap recommended vids do you think suggestions? So, and then he said, I mean camera. I think you're asking me like a cheap camera recommendation. You know, that's hard. I don't know how cheap is cheap. A lot of people are getting a lot done with just GoPros. GoPros moved up now so that they're very affordable. They come in 4K quality, they come in 2K. You can pretty much record whatever you want with them. One thing I noticed though is a difference in like the GoPro what do they call it? The compression and the bit rate and everything. Like when I got this camera, is that the GoPro is really hard to edit and you lose a lot of quality, even though it's 4K. But just for what you're doing, man, the GoPro is going to be solid, especially because they have a bunch of different little mics in there. So it does pick up sound pretty good. And then it's waterproof. Like you can change it from the fisheye view to just a linear view and you're able to film it that way. I think the GoPro is probably one of the better options, but Lucas, I can't remember what camera Lucas had, but Lucas has really good quality stuff, and I can't remember what camera he uses. So ask Lucas, also Action Jacks. But if you're strapped for money, the GoPro is a very good choice. Oh, look, there's Lucas. He says the Sony Next. Perfect, perfect. All right, Mad Hatter said, "What's the best BMX bike for $500?" We already answered that one. Um, we'll see down at the bottom if there's anything else. Donovan's talking about landing the whip, even though it was sketchy. His foot did not touch, so it totally counts. Jake said, "I gave up on whips a long time ago because I tried them for 4 days straight over and over, nothing else, didn't land them." Yeah, Jake, dude, 4 days, man. Uh, Donovan's been working on them for years. And it took me 2 years from when I tried it and could actually figure out how to get the whip around and to when I actually landed it. It was like 2 years. I landed my feet on the cranks, my feet slipped off, and I was pissed. I threw my bike. And then I went to Zoomies and I got skateboard grip tape. I talk about this in the video, and I got skateboard grip tape and cut it out and put strips of it on my cranks. And that way I was able to land cranks and my feet wouldn't slip off. So it was does it count when you land cranks? Of course it does. You know, as long as your foot doesn't touch, you're fine. Wait, um, hold on, hold on. We got all right, guys, tell me if it gets better. I switched over again. Is it still fuzzy or no? But yeah, let me know. I'm just gonna keep carrying on. Hopefully, you guys can hear me okay. I don't know. Lucas says that it's got fuzzy camera too, or fuzzy audio. Oh well. All right. Jake said it's better. Medium, medium. It's we just got to go with this, guys. So, oh, Lucas says the the footage on the GoPro. Lucas, you're scaring me, man. I was like, bro, I switched to my hotspot. Why is the footage so bad? Okay, cool. So it's medium. That's fine. Dude, I noticed so this mic runs off like an XLR cable, and I had it down on the floor right next to my like where everything's plugged in, and I was listening to the sound, and it was like picking up the electricity and just doing this crazy sound. I thought the mic or the driver in the camera was broke. I was pretty upset. But Hamza, what's up, Hamza? You're pretty new here to the live. Welcome, welcome. He says, "Is the Kink BMX Black worth it?" I have that. Is I don't think that's even a bike, man. That's definitely is it? Is it an older bike? Yeah, I'm not sure what you mean by that. Do you mean Gap? Like, no, I'm not sure which bike you're talking about. We got Brandon in here. We got Maya. We got God. Look at all the homies in here. This is sick, guys. We got Sean. Sean is in the chat. Hold on, guys. I scrolled all the way to the bottom. I got to go back up. You guys know with these lives, like I try and give everyone's question a good amount of time, make sure that I get an answer, even though I don't directly answer some of them because, you know, especially bikes, guys, it is totally up to your height, your budget, your skill level, your style. Like, what kind of riding do you like to do? How tall are you? You know, there's so many options for you guys in here that are still looking for a bike. I'm going to send you the link to the free bike recommendation. All you have to do is fill out this form, and then I will send you a recommendation with 3 bikes that I think are good for you. Hold on, let me find it. That way, because like I said, it's so hard to know all the answers to that question. how tall are you, what's your skill level, what's your budget, all that stuff. So just fill that out and then you'll get one sent to you, and it's super helpful, super accurate. You will quit banging your head on your desk trying to find the right bike, I promise. Brandon. Okay. Okay. Wait, hold on. I got to see what Lucas said. Okay. Glossy and Lucas are not allowed to have Instagram, but they're allowed to have YouTube. You guys know what I think is crazy? There's a lot of parents, when TikTok first came out, it was like, oh my God, I would not let my kid have a Facebook. Oh my God, my kid can't have an Instagram, but they were fine with their kids getting a TikTok. Like, TikTok is wild. So I don't think parents understand that. And that was the craziest thing to me. Like, I'd meet kids at Woodward, right? And they're just on TikTok, but they're not on Instagram. And I'm like, TikTok is way worse. Way worse. Okay, so Brandon says, I found your channel and website last week. I rode street all through school. I'm 26 now. It's been a hot minute, but just bought a new bike. Can't find a single review on the 2021 Colony Premise. Could you take a peek? Great content. I'll be staying around. Oh, Brandon, I appreciate it, man. One thing that I think is crazy with all of these reviews and this whole Dougsterbob brand that I'm building up with everyone, is that there's kids here who are like really young. There's guys here who are really old. There's guys right in the middle. And the thing is that, like, BMX brings us all together. A lot of people are getting back into the sport. A lot of people are getting into it for the first time. So the biggest thing, guys, is just help each other out and hype each other out, or hype each other up, get them all into the sport. Brandon, I will look at the Colony Premise right now. But I can give you some personal feedback about Colony. My bike that I built up, funny story. I when I lived in Montana, I went to the casino. I do it quite a bit. So all the bars had like casinos in it, and I won like 2 grand. And I was like, this is awesome. So I spent all that money on a bike, completely custom, tie spokes, tie spindle, a lot of tie parts. It was great. And what I went with was Colony Sweet Tooth frame, Colony Bmx bars, Colony Sweet Tooth forks. I put a lot of Colony parts on that bike, and the only thing, it's been like four years now. The only thing that's broke is the forks. They cracked right at the top, and that was after years and years and years. I'm so surprised that that frame is still holding together. And so that's just a testament to how good Colony parts actually are. I've burned through all kinds of different frames before that. Like, most frames wouldn't last over a year. This one's going on 4 years. So Colony is very solid. From what I can tell so far, this bike is, well, it says full chromo. Okay, okay. Full chromo forks. How much is it? That's the question. It says it weighs 10.7 kilograms. That means absolutely nothing to me. So the way, to me, it really looks a lot like how would I even hold on. I want to say it's a lot like the Cult Devotion in terms of quality, full chromoly double wall rims, full chromoly forks, everything like that. The quality's there. The 25 millimeter offset forks are pretty steep, and it has the 20.8-inch top tube, a little bit of a steeper head tube, and a very balanced chainstay. Quality wise, it's very solid. It's a good mid-level bike for people who want to be well-rounded, or just get into the sport and ride a little park, ride a little street, ride a little dirt, and figure out what works best for them. It's not really too specific in one discipline or another. It comes with hub guards but no pegs. That's super annoying. But other than that, yeah, it looks like a solid bike. And again, like I said, with the quality, you can't go wrong with Colony. Glad you're a part of the community, though, Brandon. Thank you for sticking around. When you Sean, what's a Fat Boy Mini? Like are those what do they call them? The mini bikes with the tires? Wait, I gotta look, because I rode one of those once, and it was the funniest thing, just because oh my God, no. Those are like wheelbarrow tires. That's funny. The Rocker Mini, that's what I was thinking. Yeah, yeah. shit over and over. So Sean and I, what's up, Joy? Glad you subscribed. Thank you for being a part of the community. Sean and I were just kind of talking about this is a lot of new riders have a problem. And I think this is great to point out. I should just put it in a video, but we're just going to point it out. Who threw money at me? Sean. Thank you, Sean. I appreciate it. $10 from Sean. I'm going to go buy cheese sticks from Sonic later. Guys, so Blake, our homie Blake, I don't think he's in here right now. On the last live, he was talking about his chain was broken. And because of the donations from you guys, like we got him a new chain. So I called his local shop, bought him a 510 Colt chain, and all he had to do was pick it up. And to me, like genuinely, that means so much being able to do that because of you guys. And he's like, thank you. I'm like, no, dude, thank the people in the live who support the channel and support the community. This is like, for me, this is what I want to do, is get people into the sport and be able to help out wherever I can. So because of that, Sean, like we're able to do that kind of stuff, and it means so much to me. So just wanted to throw that out there. It makes me stoked. And I think Blake was stoked. He was on a hot date with his girlfriend. So back to that, we were talking about Frank in the last live picking up chicks on his bike, and now Blake is picking up chicks because of his bike. So that is sick. I'm stoked for him. What was I going on about something and now I totally forgot? A frosty drink. Oh, dude, frozen lemonade. Another $3, Sean. You are amazing. The frozen lemonades are pretty solid. Guys, what was it Joy? All right, I'm behind on the comments and I'm trying to figure out what question I was just about to answer. So Brandon, one thing, Brandon says everything's out of stock, even at local stores. And the only thing I can tell you, man, the only thing is to call shops around your area. There was a kid on the live saying that he called and found a bike with 2 kink whips in stock. And that's absolutely unheard of because kink whips are sold out everywhere. So call around, you might find a bike. Otherwise, you're just going to have to be patient and kind of wait for everything to come in stock. You can tell. So here's a secret. Dude, I do not like this mic stand. I feel like my back's all hunched over. So here's a secret for you guys. All the pros, if you look at all the pros, are getting brand new bikes right now. And this is because they're getting their shipments from their manufacturers. So 2020 lines, 2022 lines are in the works and like should be rolling out in the next couple of months. And that means no more 2021 bikes, but it is very soon for the 2022 bikes. So if you can't find anything, just be patient. You might get a new bike, 2022, and maybe they're going to be sick. Maybe not. I don't know. But secret, is it the secret shop? I don't know how many of you guys are in California, but that's where the shop that got the chain for Blake, they have a lot in stock. They were actually really cool to deal with, but they're one of the few shops that actually carry a lot. So there's Stacked is also in that area. And I know at one point they were doing a lot with drop shipping, and there's a lot of shops like that. And it's really hard, because on their website, they have all this stuff in stock, but then they actually don't have it in the store. So when you're looking for stuff like that, always be aware of that. And Dance Comp, there's a kid asked me about Dance Comp. And I said, to be honest, I don't like Dance Comp just because they don't want to work with me. I reached out. I said, hey, you guys want to work together? They said no. So I'm salty, but they're a good shop. Like they're trusted, they're reputable, aside from almost going out of business. The only thing I told him, I said, make sure it says in stock online, because if hold your money until they get it and then they'll send it out. At least that's what they with things like that. But otherwise, you guys should be safe. I'm in the same boat as you, Brandon. I'm trying to buy some new parts for my bike and I can't find riding this creaky hunk of junk. All right. Joy, somewhere on here. Okay, Joy says you have a question. Go ahead and throw your question in the chat, Joy. The thing is, the chat is all down here. Yeah, like Jake says, ask away. The chat's all down here, and I'm all up here answering the question. So I will get to your question eventually. You might just have to stick around and wait. I always love for the first hour of these lives, I just answer every question that I can in sequential order. And then when time starts to run out, I get really pressed and I bounce around to interesting questions that I think would give good value to the community. So throw your question in there. And yeah. But the next question was, hold on. Oh, from Maya. Okay. And I'm sure the amazing moderators got back to Maya's question. But yeah, guys, if you're in the chat and you see a question that you know the answer to, throw your answer in there. Help everyone out. It's super sick. Maya says, what's the first trick I should learn for someone who's never attempted BMX before? Bunny hop. Definitely bunny hop. I always stress this. It's the most important trick you can ever do aside from bike control. I think there a lot of people get on BMX with bike control because we learn how to ride a bike when we're younger. But it takes a whole different skill level to be able to just ride, flat pedaled, pump, depump to lose speed, pump to gain speed, pump around, manual, pick up the bars, everything like that. So it goes like learning how to ride a learning bike control, learning tricks, learning crazy tricks way up here. So get bike control first, but when you want to actually start trying tricks, start working on bunny hop. You can do the bunny hop by just lifting up both wheels. Logan Martin's girlfriend did that in one of his YouTube videos recently, and it's like good for her. But after you get that part, you're just slowly building more control. You're slowly building your ability to do tricks. That's what I was going to talk about. Sean, that's what I was going to talk about. God, it took me this long. So Sean and I were talking on Instagram earlier. One of the biggest things that he sees with new riders is a really good point, is that they try and ride stiff-legged and like stiff-armed. And you cannot maneuver the bike at all that way. Absolutely not. And so with bike school, one thing when we were dissecting all the how-to videos and figuring out how to make them really helpful and in depth, it was like bunny hop, for example. You'll see a how-to video and they say ride along, pull your arms up, right? Pull your arms up and throw your weight forward. And that's wrong. That's so wrong. You don't even pull your arms up. And so I started to think about it. And what I do, what everyone does, is you compress your body, you roll along, right? And when you want to hop, you spring up forward. So if you're already starting out from a stiff position and you try and spring up forward, you can't go anywhere. And when you spring up forward, your legs expand, your arm expands. And when your arm expands, that's what picks up the bars. So it lifts up the front wheel. You're able to suck your knees up and everything like that. It's so crazy, but it's honestly, guys, think about it. When you're standing on the ground, you compress your body and you jump. That's how you jump. And it's the same on a bike. So that would be the number one tip for you, Maya. Even though you're asking about the trick, stay loose on the bike. Don't be afraid to bend your legs, your bike, your body, everything like that. Get into it and work on bunny hops. First thing, bunny hop, and never quit. Everyone in this chat right now should be doing at least 15 bunny hops per day. Every time you ride, try and bunny hop as high as you can, because one, you could go to a contest. They could have a bunny hop contest where you could win 50 quid. That's pretty sick. And two, you could be like Brad Sims, and that guy's living large right now because of his bunny hop skills. So Hazma says, hey, what's up, Hazma? Them. Brandon says, look at bikes on Dance Comp. They go out of stock as you're viewing them. Dude, one thing my friend and I were just talking about is we hate how Dance Comp has the bikes listed. So it goes like this bike in this color, same bike in a different color, same bike in a different color, same bike in a different, and it's like that's so annoying. Just put the bike, and then if you're interested in that bike, you go to the bike, you could click the different colors that you want. And why make everything so hard for people? Would getting and riding a left-hand drive bike be a lot different after riding a right-hand drive for a long time? Aiden XB121 asked this question. There's absolutely no difference, Aiden. The only like riding wise, you will not notice a difference. When you start to do grinds, you'll want to generally have your drive side on the opposite side of the side you grind on. And tail whips is something that's really overlooked. If you tail whip and you catch with your right foot, it's a lot nicer to have your drive side on the left side. That way you're not smacking your heel with your sprocket every time. But other than that, you're not gonna notice a difference at all. So Joy says, what type of tire is the best for Flatlander tricks? It's my 14th day and I'm learning how to foot peg manual and foot jam tail whip. All right, Joy, that's super exciting. Learning new tricks is always. I first started on my Tony Hawk Pro BMX. I wanted to be a Flatlander, and I learned like the pogo. I think that's what it's called. It was interesting. Terry Adams, man, I'm always blown away watching Terry Adams ride. How can you even do that? So Joy, good luck. I hope you get those tricks that you want to learn. The best tires, to be honest, I don't know anything about Flatland. I don't know anything about mountain bikes, and I don't know anything about racing. I'd love to learn more about those things. Like this whole thing for me is a learning experience, but I don't know much about Flatland. You can't go wrong with like the BSD Donna Street or Donna Squeak tires. I think those would be phenomenal. And I love Demolition Momentum tires, but they're probably too flimsy. Like you need a thick, sturdy tire for Flatland, and the Momentums are pretty flimsy. Like I don't think those would be good. Guys, if we could get it from 11 likes to 12 likes, that would be exciting. I hate odd numbers, as you guys know. So just one tap. Beef BMX says GoPros are dope. This 360 one, I like those 360 footages, but I don't think I really would do it. Yo, we're at 10 likes. That is perfect. That's funny. Oh, now we're at 12. Uh Curious Beaver, what's up? The guy with the funny profile picture that I can never actually see. Um Joy says BMX is so expensive. Mine's less than $3. I just restored it. It's not even a BMX. Yeah. Like I said with mine, guys, I spent too much money on that bike, and a lot of you guys, once you guys get your complete bike, you're going to start looking at upgrades. And that was something the angle we're using with bike school is, it's like, look, right now it's less than a pair of forks, which is crazy. People spend $400 on a frame, and like I do it too. It's just like, oh, here's my money, BMX parts, but they're so expensive. So Curious Beaver says, I'm on Source BMX, and the bikes that are not sold out are fit and fly. I feel like I should just buy parts over the next couple months and build up my own bike. That is always the best option. If you're able to do that, like it's going to be very expensive, like we're just talking about. But if you can afford it, go for it, because you're going to build a bike that's perfect for you. The geometry is going to be perfect for you. It's going to be in colors that you actually like. But fly bikes are expensive, but I love fly bikes. I think they're very good quality. They look clean, they're sleek. Um, if you guys watch the reviews, you know how I talk about We the People's generally really responsive for technical street riding. Fly bikes are very, what's the word? Not responsive, very flowy, very mellow feeling. They're good for dirt and like flowy park. So if that's interesting to you, they're also really high quality. So if that's something you're interested in, go with the fly bikes. But I mean, if you can afford to just buy a custom bike, go for that too. Oh, Hazma. Okay, you're talking about the Kink launch. So I, I love Kink, right? But I don't particularly love the Kink launch because it's not amazing quality. If you're a brand new rider, I'd say it's good for you. But if you're like even borderline mid-level rider, the quality just isn't going to last. It sucks, but just save up and get a gap where you get a little more chromoly. You get just better quality aftermarket parts. The launch, dude, just step up to the gap, because like I said, it's just a little more expensive, and the quality difference is totally worth the price jump. But again, the launch would be a much better choice than a Walmart bike or something really cheap like that. So get the gap, or something equal to that. Does that make sense? Jake says I missed one of the things he said. Jake, I'm so sorry. Plug it in there again and I will get to it. My bad. There's so many questions. That's crazy. Oh, Lucas, that's a good question. That's something that I don't even know. Um, Anyone have an opinion on candles versus real BMX wax? If you guys know the answer to this question, throw it in there because I don't. I've never bought BMX wax. I think wax is expensive, hub guards are overpriced, pegs are a ripoff. So the only time I ride pegs is like when people give them to me. And I like pegs, I have a lot of fun, but I just think they're so expensive that we're getting played hardcore. We're getting played. Same with wax. Candles, like Beef BMX says, candles never fail, bro. You could go to the dollar store and get, or even guys, like thrift stores or pawn shops, not pawn shops, thrift stores. You can get like the fattest freaking candle. I swear, like this big, this wide around. You could get a candle like $2, and you're fine. You're set for life with that candle, and you can wax up whatever you want. So candles, I think, are better. Or you could be like whoever was in the last live. I can't remember who was doing it. They're making their own wax by melting the candles and putting like olive oil. Was it Bizzle? No, it wasn't Bizzle. Anyway, they're putting olive oil and something else in there, and that's a good choice too. Glossy says rubber or steel bar ends. I keep losing mine. Anyone use steel? Thinking of trying metal. Glossy, if you buy Odyssey grips, you get some plastic Odyssey par ends. And I've never had an issue with par ends. They're really hard plastic. They go in super easy with a little Allen key. They are just buy the grips so you get them for free. Metals look good and they're probably really solid. The only thing is, guys, with the metal bar ends is when you drop it on the ground, the side gets cut up and it exposes like raw metal and it can get kind of sharp. So I think the par ends are the best choice for sure. But if you want metal, go with metal. Par ends are better. Plastic, par ends, but not any plastic, not just any boring plastic. Yeah, Lucas says par ends. Good choice, Lucas. Julian is here. Julian, it skipped me to the bottom, so I'm seeing some of your questions, or uh, down here at the bottom. Julian says his grandparents are here in Austin. Time with your grandparents. Don't even worry about us, or in Kansas City. I don't know. Anyway, yeah, dude. Well, there's going to be another live on Friday and Sunday, and Friday after that, and Sunday after that. Da, 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 da. Yo, Skylar Robinson is in here. Skylar, I haven't seen you in a couple lives. Stoked you're back. Never Ender, what's up, dude? I was just thinking about you. You, Jeff, Aiden. There's a few guys in here that haven't been on, but Never Ender. I was thinking, perfect. Like you're killer at the graphic design. What do you think about just a logo? Right, you'll have to put your creative twist on it because obviously I'm not very good, but like simplify it to be a D with like a sprocket around it, maybe something like that. Just a D that encompasses the Dougsterbob thing, but it's not like a huge Dougsterbob best BMX blog. Like that looks okay, but something maybe I don't know all for it. I don't know. Think about it and like message me. Like I'll pay. But brainstorm on it. We could brainstorm together or something. I don't know. Who threw money at me? Yo, Jake, you're literally tripping. Um, $50 from Jake. I'm gonna go buy a new car now. Sean's money. We got some cheese sticks and a slushy. Now we're gonna go. No, I'm just kidding. Jake, again, man, I really appreciate it. You guys have no idea. It not only helps me, but like we said with Blake, you guys helped Blake out. You help everyone in the community by supporting it. So, dude, appreciate it. $50. That's amazing. I'm just gonna quit my job. So that's the goal, though. Quit the job. Don't tell my boss. Joy is watching from the Philippines. That's sick. Joy, I have a friend over there. His name's Garth. He rides fixie bikes, but he's helping me write content for the blog, and he's a super cool guy. I want to go visit the Philippines one day, so maybe I'll be there one day. Oh wait, hold on, Jake. I forgot about my air horn. Oh God. All right, I scrolled back to the bottom, but I gotta scroll back up to find the questions. Guys, we're at 17 likes, 45 minutes, 22 people on here. This is a great live. These Sunday lives, I need to relax more. Like on Friday, I get so worked up and just try and answer all these questions really fast and stuff. And on Sunday, I try and chill a little more. And you guys are so cool. 19 likes. Oh my God, it's still an odd number, but hey. Last live, we ended the live. I went for almost 2 hours on the last live last Friday. We ended it with almost 40 likes, but I did not publish it. I left it as unlisted because I talked way too much about bike school and I didn't want everyone to know about bike school. So that's why, but we hit 40 likes, world record. And those of you guys who ended up in bike school, what do you guys think? You guys think it's pretty solid or what? You'll have to let me know. I'm curious. I mean, I know it's solid, but from your end, what do you think? All right. I don't know where I was at, honestly. Jake distracted me too much. Oh wait, here I am. Here I am. Oh yeah, okay. I'm caught up. Hazma says, bro, in Morocco we have a good bikes, but it's so expensive. Prices start 500 to 1,000. I was talking about that with God, somebody commented on one of my videos and said, why is it so much more expensive in Europe than it is in the US? I said, well, you guys have free healthcare and we don't. So there you go. I don't know how I feel about that whole thing, but in Europe, bikes and stuff are so much more expensive. It's because of the VAT tax, the import tax, everything like that. It's a lot more expensive to get bikes into the country. So instead of the companies paying for that, you guys have to pay for it on that end. And it kind of sucks, but you just have to kind of live with it, I guess. Pesos. How why are they using pesos in the Philippines? I thought that was a Spanish thing, Joy. But that's funny. 36,000 pesos sounds like a lot of money. All right, Sean has good insight here. The problem with most people learning hops is that they have to remember the goal is getting the front wheel up while keeping your legs bent. Yeah. Yeah, no, that's right on. When you're compressed, and you pop forward, you're expanding, but it is picking up the front wheel before your legs expand. And when they expand, that's what pops you up. So you're able to suck up and level out. Um, Brad, anytime I talk about hops, we go back to Brad Sims. Did you guys see that recent post where he hopped over shopping carts and did a wall ride? Do you guys know how tall shopping carts are? And also hop high enough to clear them and stick to the. He never follows me back. I think he's gonna block me. All right. Now, Sean says after moving your body weight back to get the front wheel up, you spring out of the bent leg position straight up, pulling your back wheel up with you. Yeah. Okay. That was something I missed when I was just explaining it. But so in bike school, we call it the L-shaped motion. And it's essentially you throw your body weight down and back, just like an L. And that's what pops it back like that. So then you can spring and it bloop. Good job, Sean. I totally overlooked that. L-shape motion. BMX JT is thinking about getting the Colt Gateway and double wall rims and pegs with no brakes. Um, depending, like, dude, I really feel like going that route, you could almost just get like, is the Colt Control double wall? I think the back rim's double wall on the Colt Control, and the front rim is single wall. It's mostly chromoly, it's tri-moly. I feel like the price you would spend doing that with the Access, you could just step up and get something like the Colt Control, but the top tube is going to be 20.75, which might be too tall for you. Joy, I'm glad you liked the answer. Glad I was able to help you out a little bit. I always try and do my best, even if I don't know anything about Flatland. That's just how it goes. All right, I'm back here to the bottom where I was. The Proton. So yeah, Dustin says, oh, wait. Sean says Fly Bikes are a Spanish company, high quality, very high quality. The Spanish BMX culture is really interesting. I'm talking about part of it on the live. There's a guy, or not the live, the podcast. There's a guy I saw a video of. He's going to be on the rider radar. His arm is like amputated to here, maybe, and he bends his elbow, maybe, so maybe it's here. But his bars, one side's normal size, the other side's rised up, and he like able to hold on to it with his arm and freaking shred. He can do foot plants, he can do 360s out of bowls with like 1.5 arms. That kind of stuff just blows my mind. But he had like Ruben Alcantara, is that how you say his name? He reached out to S&M for him. They got him those custom bars. It's a really cool story. Fly Proton is okay, but we were just talking about the yeah, no, the Proton's good. I'm pretty sure it's the Proton. Yeah, Proton's solid. It's the best, cheapest bike of Fly's line. Once you go a little cheaper than the Proton, they get too expensive for the quality, and I don't really like them. But when you go, the Proton's solid, and anything above the Proton. Noxious A-Trap. Yo, man, what are your thoughts on the 2021 stolen stereo? I did a review on it on my website. Hold on, I got to look at it because I really can't remember off the top of my head. I don't really like stolen that much either. I think I've ridden stolen parts before, like a few of them. They're just not the best. I think they really they were really core for BMX, and then they kind of stepped to the side and started doing more of like an individualistic thing. So instead of putting on events, sponsoring riders, things like that, they stepped aside and kind of started operating like, say, Mafia, companies like that suck from BMX instead of putting money back into the economy. So for that reason, I don't particularly love stolen, and their bikes just seem like lower quality. The stereo, one thing I like about the stereo here, I'm going to put this link in here. You guys could check it out. This is really cool. The grips are clear, but under the clear grips, they have like camo paint. And that is something I think is super cool. But aside from that, it's lower quality, high tensile steel. The forks will bend on you. There's a bit here. I'm going to see if you guys can see this. Look, I just took this from Facebook. How bent they are. And this is what I'm telling you in months. And I always tell you guys, I said, the forks have a chromoly steer tube. This is a chromoly steer tube, but the legs freaking bend out. And it's like, okay, it's chromoly, but so what? And I always bash companies for that in my reviews, because you're not doing anyone a favor with the chromoly. You're making it worse. As someone said earlier, is like the chromoly steer tube welded to high tensile steel is just a weak point, you know? So I just got really, really fired up there about that. But be careful with forks, because that is no fun. He's going to try and do a disaster, a case of jump. They're going to snap off. He's going to go head first into the ground, and it's not a very good thing. Homie probably spent, like, this is a kink bike, $300 on it, and is going to crack his head if he's not wearing a helmet. So that's very sad. But anyway, back to the stolen. The stolen's not full chromoly forks, but look, here's the thing, guys. Any bike like this is better than a Walmart bike like the one I started out on, you can get on the geometry is the biggest thing on these bikes is because they are made after pro level geometry. So it's got, responsive chainstay. It's got just modern geometry where like some of the older bikes or cheaper bikes are crazy long chainstays and really short top tubes. Why? I don't know. But that's just how it is. So if you're a brand new rider, you just need a bike to get comfortable on, you want to get used to the sport. This bike is going to last you probably about a year, depending on how quickly you progress. As you progress a little more, it's going to quit lasting for you. So, Jake, I'm going to cut you off. I don't know how much money you just sent me again, but Jake, stop. Jake's buying dinner for the next week. Last time it was like, Jake, where'd you get all this money? Thanks, man. No, for real though, I really appreciate it. You have no idea. Helps a lot, guys. Crazy. Wait. This is what happens when I get a donation. Thank you. Okay. Um Beef BMX, it's not a stupid question, man, but it's funny. So he says, is your name Doug or Bob or both? I probably should know your name. My name's Douglas. A lot of people call me Doug. I'm really awkward with nicknames. That's why I always call you Donovan instead of Beef BMX. I don't know why nicknames like make me feel uncomfortable. We have 3 Vanessas at my job, and I call them all Vanessa instead of their like associated nicknames just because it makes me uncomfortable. But Doug is fine. Dougsterbob's fine. This is a funny story. So I was like 13 and I was younger than that. And I told my mom I wanted an email address. And she's like, okay. So she set it up. Dougsterbob@gmail.com was the email address like well over 10 years ago that she made for me. And it was awkward, right? Like, middle school, I was even before that, maybe middle school email addresses. I remember somebody was like chocolate hater at gmail. Just stupid. And that's what mine was. And then when I was starting the website, I was like, what should I do? Like, what should I call it? And I looked and Dougsterbob.com was available. I was like, well, I guess I'm Dougsterbob now. So I just kind of had to embrace it. And that's how it goes. So, but yeah, my name's Douglas. It kind of correlates. My name's nothing like Bob. Some guy called me, um, he said, is your name Doug, Stir, or Bob? And I was like, neither, I guess. But yeah, anyway, funny story. All right, Curious Beaver threw in about the candle thing. I used to use candles all the time to wax ledges and it worked great, but that was for when I skated. Um, Candles, that's the move, guys. Thrift store candles, you get the big fat candle. It's the move. Have you seen my guys? I love all these questions. This live is so much fun. Jake's throwing out money, Sean's throwing out money. Good questions. Nobody's being annoying or crazy in here. This is great. I'm going to drink some water. Guys, what should I get for dinner today? That's the question. Question of the day. What's for dinner? I like to ask you guys questions because you ask me questions, so it's only fair, right? All right, Brandon, this is a good question. This is a good question. I'm going to see if anyone recommended dinner. Sean, thank you, man. I like the nick. Sean comes up with the funniest things. Like, what did he call a noob goober? A noob goob? Is that what you said earlier, Sean? Ooh, Popeye. Now, Julian, we don't have any in and outs over here. Noxious, I think I enjoy the Sunday streams more just because consistently it's a little later at night. The early ones for me, like I get up, I go to the gym, and then I have a few, so it's like it's right at the beginning of the day and it kind of drags sometimes, but I still love it regardless. But these nighttime ones, for me, it's like right before bed. I go to bed super early. So it's like just winding down for the day, you know? And it's so much fun to just have these conversations with you guys. Yeah, the noob goob. That's what it was. So eventually I'm going to buy like a podcasting soundboard, and then I can preload all these sounds. Says, or WWE fan, what's the difference about beginner bikes and pro level bikes? Um, okay, first, WWE fan, after you're a part of this live, you have to change your name to BMX fan. And that's the only way I'll answer the questions. Just kidding. But the biggest difference, man, so they try and keep the geometry the same for beginner bikes and pro level bikes. And that's what they kind of angle it as, is that this is the same geometry. And the biggest difference is the material and the aftermarket parts. So if you look at the $1,300 Sunday Soundwave Pro bike, you get full chromoly, but it's not just chromoly, it's heat treated chromoly. It's aftermarket parts that come with a warranty. Everything on the bike is completely aftermarket. And when I say aftermarket, what I mean is that you could go to the store and buy those exact bars for like a very expensive price. Whereas on a lower price complete bike, they just come with general mass produced 8-inch rise bars or whatever it may be. And the problem with that is that it's not the same amount of love put into the parts. So they get Senko chromoly, which is Japanese chromoly. It's a lot stronger quality. They get heat treated. They get, you know, flash welded rims. There's just a lot of extra steps that come to the quality that get overlooked. So they put all of that into the pro level bikes, but they have a really hard time portraying that. Like, I know for me, when I was starting out, this bike, all I looked for was a small sprocket. I was like, if it had a small sprocket, it's a BMX bike. And it was unimaginable for me that there's all these different aspects of quality that go into it. So that's pretty much the main difference, is that the quality, the love they put into it, and the aftermarket parts. Okay, wait, did I answer this one yet? I don't think I did. I skipped it. Brandon says, what's the scoop? Why did it skip? Oh, on essential tools I should have around or in my bag. Guys, also, what do you guys do? What's your tool bag look like? Like, that's another question. Put it next to the food question, but answer Brandon's question. For me, dude, you need a 17 millimeter with an extension if you run pegs. You need a nice ratchet just because that's a flex. You need a 6 millimeter Allen key, sometimes an 8 millimeter Allen key, and a pedal wrench. Pedal wrench is a lot better than taking your pedals off with an Allen key, because some of them don't have that. And then, hmm, I think that's it. I mean, you can't put a pump in your tool bag, but dude, buy a pump. Your friends might not, like your friends might say they don't hate you if you ask them for their pump all the time, but they do. They hate you. They're tired of it. They want you to get your own pump. Get your own pump so you don't have to ask your friends to use their pump. Um, so yeah, those are my recommendations. I always ask Barrick for his pump, and he hates me. So that's just how it goes. Hazma is watching from Morocco. Hazma, I'm glad you're here in the live. Oh, Hamza. Oh my God, I've been saying your name wrong. Hamza, is that how you say it? Jake brought us up from 19 likes to 21 likes. Still an odd number, but it's okay, guys. We're dealing. We're dealing. Julian bought the primer for fun, and wheels tacos and bars snapped. This is funny because I say that on these reviews. I say this bike, the wheels are going to taco. And then the company's like, no, that's not true. And I'm like, bro, it's true. I promise. Like, so Julian, thank you for having my back there. I'm sorry your bike broke. I hope you're able to get a better one. Um, Hamza says, I deserve more subscribers. Hamza, I'm super blessed with the 4K that I have right now, because this, like, I'd rather have the 4K with all of these amazing people in the chat right now than like 10 million people where 90% are super annoying, 5% are like genuine. You know what I mean? And we're growing at a super steady pace. Like I always say on here, the goal is 10K by September. It's written on my whiteboard right here. And we're going to get there for sure. It's about 400 to 500 subs a month. So that's crazy. You guys are amazing. You guys share the content. You guys help me out. You guys hit the like button. you guys built this channel. Like, I didn't do it. I always say that. So thank you. I'm glad you think I deserve more, but I am very humbled with what I have right now. So it's all good. We're chilling. We're chilling. Aiden, hey, I appreciate you taking your time answering that question about the difference in bikes. You're a moderator for the rest of the chat. Good work, my man. Keep it up. You won't be a moderator next time unless you're in the first 5 people. But hey, we're at an hour. I'm gonna keep going until I get all these questions here, just because I'm having so much fun with you guys. 650 says, have you seen any of the Bragandoza video clips? Our African friends are learning BMX. I have not. If you have me on Instagram, my voice cracked. If you have me on Instagram, send it to me, because I'd love to see that. I'd love to talk about it in the podcast. If you guys want to, what's up, Lucas? Lucas is back. If you guys want to get followed back on Instagram, follow me. I will follow you back right now. Julian says, what bike should I get if I'm 4'11"? I'm trying whips already and getting close. Julian, if you're still growing, I'd say work up and get a 20.5 inch. 4'11" is pretty small, man. Are you growing? Yeah, I'm just going to say get a 20.5 inch bike. That's going to be the best bet because I'm going to assume that you are growing. Okay. 20.5 inch bike. The Kink Whip is a very good choice if you can find it in stock. And that's really, if you have the money, you want like the best bike you can ever get. The We the People Envy comes in a 20.5. You will, that bike will last you, right? I don't know how old you are, but it's going to last you until you're like 30, have kids. It's going to last your kids. It's going to last your grandkids. You know, no, probably not that long, but it's going to last a long time. Um, Beef BMX. What did we send over here? Oh, the size guide, dude. It's a good size guide. I tried to make it really complex with a lot of buttons, and then it was just way more complicated than it needed to be. And so I just left it that way. It works out pretty good. Julian followed me. We're gonna follow Julian back right now. Here we go. Thank you, Julian. Glad you are a part of the community. Mariano says, can you say something about the Kink Whip? And if I decided to upgrade parts, what would be, I almost reported your comment. What would be the best fit? The Kink Whip, if you're a mid-level rider, it's going to last you for at least a year before the basic parts start breaking. The first thing I would, you know what? I wouldn't even change anything until things start to get thing that could happen is for you to upgrade, say you upgrade your bars and your forks, and then your stem snaps. You know what I mean? Oh no, it says connections unstable. I don't know. Can you guys see me? Okay, it's back. It's back. It's not stable. It's back. Anyway, the parts you should get, wait until something breaks and then upgrade it, or until it's about to break. Because like I said, it would suck for you to get parts upgraded and then something else break and then you not have the money to fix it. That's what I do on my, I know my cranks are about to break and my frame should break, but it's lasted so long. So I'm on edge about that. And as soon as I see something break, I'm going to upgrade it. You know what I mean? Instead of like upgrading something different, I need to buy forks because I owe Dante his forks back, but that's beside the point. Ride your bike, enjoy it. And then also another thing, if you want to change the geometry out, if you want more responsive forks, make that upgrade, get some Odyssey R25s or whatever it may be. Those are the only 2 times I'd say to upgrade. Other than that, it's kind of bougie. You know, if you have a lot of money, you can throw upgrades at it, but wait till something breaks. Don't be crazy. We just got to Jake's second $50 donation, and Lucas says Doug's gonna be so rich after this live, he could buy us all bikes. You guys want to know something crazy? Like a year ago, I saw Dixie D'Amelio went live, right? And I think I followed her, to be honest, but it popped up. It said she went live, and I was just curious. So I popped on, and people were just throwing like TikTok donations. And I was like, that's crazy. I left and I went back to it at the end to see how much she made, and I calculated it out. She was on a live for an hour and made like 4 grand. And what am I, gender equality, man? There's no such thing. Like that's insane. So good for her. Oh God, that's so crazy. Austin C says, "Do you think you could look at the DM I sent you?" Austin, yes. Where at, man? I don't, dude. I have like like 30. Austin. Hopefully, I can see it, and I will get back to it best I can, man. I promise. D Bob Dog. Thank you, Sean. Just got to Sean's $2 donation. You are the best. Julian can't give away any money, dude. Look, this is what was crazy. We talked about Blake getting a new chain, and if you guys remember, like 2 lives ago, Blake did $2, and he's like, I had $2 extra, and then he's always talking about his bike breaking or whatever his sprocket. I'm like, Blake, literally, don't give me money, man. That's crazy. Uh, Guys, buy your bikes, buy your bike parts. I'm just here to help out. And if you want to throw money my way, go crazy. I appreciate it, but don't feel pressured to. What? Hamza says, I want to get a bike from any company, but when we come in Morocco, you have to pay a lot of money to the cops to take your bike. What do you mean by that? You've got to elaborate, because like you have to like bribe the cops so they don't take your bike, or pay the cops so no one else takes your bike. That's crazy. I hope you stay safe out there, Hamza. You stay safe. I don't know what's going on, but ooh, Dustin. All right. I'm gonna read through these food recommendations. Popeyes. I love Popeyes. That was my go-to when I lived in Montana. I also really, really, really enjoy In-N-Out, but Julian, In-N-Out is like 4 hours from that. Will not be happening. Chipotle is pretty solid, Lucas. I had Chipotle in San Diego a couple of weeks ago, so I can't do that. Brandon, I don't know if I've ever had Papa John's. I don't think I have. I always go to Domino's or Pizza Hut. So no pizza today. I'm trying to be healthy. Um, Someone said poke bowl. Is that how you say it? And those are pretty good. Oh my God, so many options. I got sushi uh when we launched bike school. That was like my celebration dinner. I went and got sushi, and it was pretty good. The service was terrible, but the sushi was good. Wait, there's a really good question here from Mario Andretti. Isn't that like a famous race driver? We talked about Ricky Bobby in the last video. Now it's Mario Andretti. He came here to talk to me. I just ordered a kink whip. What's that a good deal? I got off eBay from a reseller, and if so, can swap parts out. I'm kind of new. One, you found a kink gap, so congrats. Everyone's looking for kink gaps. They're very hard to find. I don't know. I don't think you got ripped off, and I don't think, like I said, or kink whip. Oh my God, kink whip, not kink gap. Um, Dude, I wouldn't change too much until you get comfortable on it and see what you need to change. There's no like, I don't know, somewhere on the website I have a set guide of like upgrades you should do, and you should only do it if you're upgrading for style purposes, or not style, discipline purposes. Like you want to start riding dirt, so you're going to upgrade your parts to be more dirt orientated. You want different sizes to fit your riding style more, or you have broken parts. Those are the only really 3 times that I would say to do it. I mean, there's colors, blah blah blah, but those are the 3 main ones for sure. If you want to be a weight weenie, go with a bunch of tie parts. That'd be sick. But the kink whip as it comes is solid. Austin was pronouncing the channel Dougsterbob. Okay, okay. Um, Aiden has a toolbox full of ratchets and Allen keys. Bushwalker says, "What's your opinion on fly bikes?" I love fly bikes. I think they're great. I also emailed them and asked them if they wanted to work with me, and they didn't reply. So I'm salty, but no, I'm just kidding. They're a solid company for sure. Again, though, like I'll say, anything lower than the Proton is overpriced. So, um, what the Neutron and the Electron, those are overpriced for the quality. I stay away from those. But the Proton, the Scion, everything above that, expensive, but the quality is just amazing. Oh, Jake was talking about Pokeball. That sounds pretty good. That sounds pretty good, I guess. I don't know. Sushi. Oh well. Well, what I usually do, I hop in my car and I just drive, and then I'm like, oh, that looks good. And then boop, I go over there. Um, yeah. So Noxious, we talked about the stolen stereo. You're 5'2", and that's a 20.75-inch top. It is going to be too large for you, in my opinion. I mean, you could still be growing, you could grow into it and it'll be just fine. But chances are it's going to hinder your progress. So when parents reach out and they say, "Hey, I'm looking for a bike for my kid. What would you recommend?" When I do their recommendation, I tell them, I said, "Look, at their height, they should be on an 18-inch bike." Now, I understand if you don't want to spend the money on that 18-inch bike and then have to buy them a 20-inch in a few months when they outgrow it. So get something like this. It's a smaller 20-inch, but again, they're still going to outgrow it. And you're kind of in that same boat. It's really hard, man, to figure out all those smaller riders. It's really hard to figure out what you guys need because I don't know how fast you're going to grow. I don't know how long you're going to stay in the sport. Like, I'd hate to tell you to get a 20.5 and with the idea that you're going to stick with the sport long enough to be in it. Sadly, most people quit BMX because it's too hard, and sad. But yeah. Hope I don't know if I answered your question. I did answer the question. I just got off topic. I ramble. I'm good at lives, I guess, because I just keep talking and talking. Okay, we're talking about paying cops in Morocco, and I'm very interested in it, but I'm going to scroll back up again and get caught up. I'm catching up to the comments, so this is usually where the live kind of dies out, and I like staying on it long enough for this. If I cut it off in an hour, I miss a lot of questions, but when I go, I start to catch up to you guys at the bottom. You guys are either getting bored or less chatty. I don't know. I love all you guys, but it's cool. We're wrapping it up. We'll probably end in an hour 25 or so. But there was a couple good questions. Oh, Brandon says, "How do you even afford California? I'm in Syracuse and it's meh, but I can't imagine." Brandon, I was only there for like a week and it ate up a lot of money just eating out, just like little things there. You have to pay for parking everywhere. Where I'm at in New Mexico, everything's super cheap. Like it's solid. But we don't have like servers here get paid say $4 an hour plus tips, where in California they get paid the minimum 15 plus tips. So cost of living's a lot lower here, but also like wages and stuff are a lot lower. It's just kind of how it goes. Jake rides motocross. Jake, be careful. One of my good friends broke his wrist riding motocross, and now he does not get to sesh with the boys. So I've like ridden a dirt bike once, and it's very scary to me. I think BMX is a lot a lot safer. Rebrand Dougsterbob. We saw Glossy said rebrand Dougster Boob. Never Ender never got back to me about a logo. That's sad. Lucas is back again. Oh, yo, Lucas, I was gonna ask you, how was your friend's birthday party? Lucas missed the last live because it was his homie's birthday party. And how'd that go? I never saw a little edit, but hopefully I will one day. I skipped to the bottom. Jake said the live should be 2 or 3 hours long, bro. I get like tired by now. I'm like, my mouth is all okay, wait. I skipped a good question. Oh no, you guys are talking about dirt bikes. All right, we got Carbop. Carbop, what's up, Carbop? Welcome to the live. Welcome to the community. I'm gonna drink some water, then I will answer your question. Okay, so here's the deal. SE bikes. Let me read your question here, just so we can have it, guys. Should I turn these lives like just export the audio and upload it as a podcast and just do a series of lives so that you guys could re-listen to them? Or is the visual, I mean, the visuals not very good anyway. So I feel like that would work even better just doing it that way. But what do you guys think? You guys that are left, the 22 right now, you guys are the true supporters. So I'm curious what you think. Carbop. Okay, Carbop. I like that name. What do you think of the SE bikes, especially the SE Everyday? Let me pin your comment. I think I've been forgetting to do that. Here's my thing on SE bikes. I hope they don't see this, but I think, correct me if I'm wrong, I think that they're just kind of riding on what they used to be. I don't think in the core of BMX they're actually um like a valued part of it. Back, you're probably an older guy getting back into it. That's going to be my guess. Back then they were one of the best brands for sure, and then they kind of fell off. Same with Haro, but they stuck to their roots and they're still able to market to people who have like the affinity with what they used to be. As for new core BMX riders, they're really overlooked. And the reason for that, here's the reason for that. It's not because they're a bad brand per se, but they really are charging people premiums for the SE brand. And a lot of the newer riders don't recognize the value that the brand used to have. So it's really overlooked. So for example, like the Everyday, let me look at it. Like it won't even tell me here. Okay, here we go. Where's the quality? I'm pretty sure it's all high tensile steel, but maybe I'm wrong. It's kind of sketchy that they don't put that out there. It's pretty light. It's 26 pounds. So yeah, here's the thing. I'm gonna say, even though they don't say it, it's 100% high tensile steel. Yeah, it's kind of sus that they don't even list it. You get from the quality, it's a frame, forks, bars, the wheels not even fully sealed. The back wheel, the driver, it's just equivalent, honestly, equivalent like a lower end Mongoose or a lower end Haro. That's just how they are right now. Now there's one SE. I'm gonna find it because it's the Chris Fox bike. One SE so far that I've seen that's actually a really solid bike. The Gaudium, whatever. That's an amazing bike. It's $700, but you know the everyday is like almost 500, not even full chromoly. You can get, say, the kink gap is right at 400. It's tri-moly. It's got fully sealed bearings except for the front. It's just a lot better quality than the SE. I think they are very overpriced for the quality you're actually getting. And again, just like I discussed, it's because of that brand premium that they're associating themselves with. So if you're an older guy getting back into the sport and you just want, like I tell guys all the time, you know, who get back into it for nostalgia, get whatever bike you want. Like you're at the position now where you can afford whatever you want. And I mean, quality wise, I'd go with the SE Gaudium. But if you want something like that because of the nostalgia or whatever, go for it, you know. But aside, like if you're looking into quality, stuff like that, they are overpriced. Oh, Kid from Space says buy a Kink 2021 model now or wait for 2022. Dude, it totally depends on how soon you want to get into the sport and get on that bike. I'm a very, very impatient person. So I would buy the 2021 because, to be honest, the only thing that really changes from 2021 to 2022 is the colors. And if you're just fine with one of the colors on the 2021, that's a very good choice because then you get on the bike, you get moving, you get going right away. Bushwalker bought the matte red Scion. That bike is beautiful. Fly parts are solid too. Just like if you get upgrade fly parts, they're good too. So the bikes are even better. Hamza says, I mean, international cops, you have to pay to take your bike. This is crazy. Jake says, why do they have to take your bike? Why do you have to pay them? What do you mean? He says, I think live show. Oh, okay. I already read that one. Glossy sent $2 Canadian. Bro, that's a lot of American dollars. That's crazy. Thank you, man. I really appreciate it. Like genuinely means a lot. Especially knowing how much Canadian dollars are to American dollars. Speaking of Canadian people, Harvester, I shot Harvester. Oh, wait, Glossy. Harvester, we're going to talk about doing a giveaway, I think. So that'll be fun for you guys. Probably be American too, but also Canadian. I don't know. They're the first bike shop who wants to work with me, and I will forever respect them and hype them up for that. I think in a year, everyone's gonna be like, what the hell? Dougsterbob, where did that come from? Because we'll be at like well over 10K, and it's gonna be way more than just a YouTube channel, guys. Like I'm working on big things. I'm gonna plug bike school at the end of this and then trim that part off the video so I can still publish this. But yeah, this is exciting. Big things, guys. You guys are a part of it. It's amazing. Oh, wait, here's a good question. Carbob says, what's the best size for someone that's like 5'8"? And then Aiden, moderator Aiden got that moderator today from answering those questions. He might get to keep it, to be honest. He says anywhere from 20.5 to 20.75, maybe even 21, depending on how you ride. Guys, if whoever plugged the size guide, can you put it in the chat again for Carbop? And that way he can just check it out. But just like Aiden said, man, 20.5 is going to give you more of a responsive feeling bike. You're going to be bigger than the bike. Therefore, it's easier to control, easier to maneuver. 20.75 is going to be the perfect size for you. It balances the stability. It balances the responsiveness. And then if you want something really flowy, really controlled, go with the 21. That's better for high airs and fast speeds because it's a lot more controllable. Does that make sense? Should make sense. Oh, Hamza, you had us so confused. In the airport, you have to pay money to take your bike. Okay, yes, we understand. When I traveled to England, it was $100 for my bike in the bike bag one way. So it's 200 each ways. It's crazy. Like that's why here in the US, anytime I go anywhere, I just drive. Like I spent probably $200 in gas going to San Diego and back. And that's what I would have spent shipping my bike. And that doesn't even include the plane ticket and like everything else. So airports are a ripoff. Aiden Hemmings. Guys, Aiden is in the live. He would have missed it if we would have cut it off at an hour. Aiden, I was thinking of you. I thought you got eaten by an alligator or something, but I'm glad you are alive. Lucas was asking about you. Everyone was like, where's Aiden at? He got eaten by an alligator. So glad you're here, man. Aiden always coming back with the good question. Aiden, you can have the moderator for the rest of the live. Aiden, I didn't take your moderator away. What happened with that is I switched it so that now only the first 5 people in the live get to be the moderator for the rest of the live. And so, yeah, that's what's going on with that. Everyone loses it at the end. The only reason I did that, man, is because that way I can get more people to be involved and to be moderators. And it's a lot of fun. We had Zerk in here. He's a new guy. We all welcomed him last live. And he was one of the first ones. He's like, why am I a moderator? I was like, dude, you won. But yeah. So anyway, welcome, Aiden. Glad you are here. We got the whole squad here. Jake is chilling in his car, watching the live, eating Pokeball. Barrick is probably at the skate park watching the live right now. What's up, Barrick? I miss you. I am too tired. Well, yeah, it's too late to go ride bikes after this. So everyone say what's up to Barrick. Barrick is my best friend here in Las Cruces. We don't whenever I move away for a few years, we're still best friends, even though we don't talk anymore. And he's one of the only people that I can do that with. So he's a solid guy. Aiden, what is your question? Guys, say welcome Barrick right now or I'm leaving the live. All right, Aiden says, what do you think should be the best? What is it? Hold on. I got to find it again. What should someone's best trick be at riding for 2 years? Aiden, that's a really hard question because here's the thing. One, your mental strength comes into play, right? There's some people that will just send literally anything. And some people who take more time to learn things. I was like that with backflips. I should have learned backflips the first time I went to Woodward. I never did. For you, I don't know what you got. It depends on your skate parks, man. If you have a lot of park, if you have a training facility, you have resi, you have foam, then obviously your first trick in 2 years is going to be a lot better than someone's trick who only has like a skate park with flat ledges. You know what I mean? So I don't really know what you have. I know for your size, you are absolutely killing it, being able to do 180s and stuff like that. So you could set a goal. Like, let's set a goal right now, Aiden. What do you want? What's your best trick after 2 years? Barack Obama in the chat. That's his favorite. He likes it when you call him that. Anyway, Aiden, let's set a goal, Aiden. You are going to learn 360s in a month. Okay, that's the goal for you. Yeah, you dude. So from 180, man, you're at 180s right now. Let's work it into a 3 taps. So with that 180, start to pivot a little more, land back tire heavy, put pedal pressure, and pivot around and learn 360 tire taps. Once you have that, you literally have the 360. I helped a kid go from 3 tap to 360 in the last live, and just work up that way. All right, if you're getting discouraged because you've only rode for 10 years and you can only 180, or wait. You've been riding for 2 years, you can only 180. You probably don't have like a really good skate park. You probably don't have just traveling helps, man, but you're smaller on the bike. You're younger. Like it's just, you'll get into it. For me, after about 2 years, I was actually, I could tuck to bar, I could Superman, I could 3-whip. But I went to Woodward, and that's a game-changing thing, guys. No doubt. Being able to be there, be coached, learn tricks, and that helps so much, So by bike school. No, I'm just kidding. Bushwalker, it's on my whiteboard to do 2021 reviews for fit and for fly. I'm probably not even gonna, I don't know. I should do fit, but I don't like fit. Like I said, I mean, hopefully their next line's a little better, but I'll do fly for sure. I really enjoy the fly bikes and I could bang that out in a month. But right now, I'm not doing anything else till we wrap up bike school, which should be in the next couple months. And then boom, content, lots of content. We're going to grow this YouTube channel to 6 million. Lucas is talking about learning Adobe Illustrator and making a YouTube logo for his channel. Lucas, I can already tell with the quality of your videos, like you're good at the creative media aspect of things. Illustrator is really easy to use. Illustrator, Photoshop, all that good stuff. If you learn how to use Premiere, Lucas, I will try. I will give you jobs editing my videos because I hate it. That'd be really hard though to transfer that stuff with Dropbox and stuff like that. But if anyone's good at editing videos and will edit for a cheap price, let me know because it takes so long. All right, carb up. I'm just getting into BMX and I'm a beginner. I just turned 17 and I'm looking to buy a bike. And I found an SE bike through YouTube, but now I'm considering the Kink Gap or the Sunday Scout. The Kink Gap is definitely the better option. For lower quality beginner bikes, the Gap is the best, or the Kink in general is the best choice. You can get other things. Carb up, I don't know where you're at. If you're in Europe, used bikes are killer over there. A lot of people sell used bikes and everything's so close together you can travel to get them a lot easier than you can in the US. So that's always something to look for, but just don't get played. If they say the bike is only a year old, barely used, like, and it's rusty, they're lying to you. Make sure nothing's bent, make sure there's no cracks, make sure it's not repainted. If it's repainted, it's probably stolen. But used bikes can be very beneficial. There's a lot of people going that way. Dirt Racer says, "What skate park should I go to when visiting San Diego?" The only three, I'm going to say three because Linda Vista is it's not that stuff, but it's packed. The reason I say Linda is because you're going to run into a lot of pros there. Chances are, PQ, is that what we called it? PQ, Rancho Penasquitas, I think is what it's called. They just call it PQ. That park is so fun. That's my favorite park over there. And then you also need to go to OB or Ocean Beach. That's where like I ran into Dennis Anderson, Chad Curley. Right now, Gary Young's over there seshing. Like you will run into pros all over when you go over there. It's crazy. Lucas, I bought this. You can't see this. This is like a 4 terabyte giant hard drive. This is also a 4 terabyte hard drive, and both of them are full. Like that's how much the video files are on here. It's ridiculous. Things like $150 just to hold my videos, and it's kind of frustrating. But what I want to do is I want to get these lives, and I want someone to edit out like good sections, good questions, good answers for Instagram and stuff like that, so I can start growing that way. But dude, imagine sending that stuff over my crappy Wi-Fi. It's like 6 days later, you get one video. I don't know. Maybe one day when I have the good Wi-Fi. Jake says, "What do you think about my progression and my riding, and what tricks should I be focusing on currently?" Jake, I gotta see. I gotta see what you're working on. I don't know. Hold on. Let me search Jake. I don't. Do I even follow you on here on the Dougsterbob? Oh, Crave. No, I don't know. I don't know how long you've been riding, but yeah, you get. Guys, it's so different for everybody. Like I said, some people were barely learning 360s at 5 years. Some people were learning backflips in 1 year. It's just, I don't know. Cookie says, "Do you know why all kink bikes are sold out?" Yes, because well, I don't actually know for 100%. I think the biggest thing is, COVID inspired a lot of people to get outside and quit being couch potatoes. So a lot of people got back into BMX, and a lot of people are starting to get into BMX because they're seeing a lot of the social buzz around it. Um, but the other thing is because of COVID, the manufacturer, like warehouses, had capacity limits, so therefore they can't have the same amount of people in there making the bikes, and so they're not able to produce as much, and with a bunch of people buying, like, it's just a bad deal. I think 2022 is going to be a lot better because they're preparing for it. And yeah, Hamza says, "I have a friend ride a BMX all good time, and his father didn't happy because he tell him that you need a job, save yourself. My friend is 20 years old. What do you have to tell them?" So I saw Barrick's reply, "Tell them bikes is better than doing things like drugs." That is very solid. Good advice. I don't know, man. It's hard to say because for me, you can't really portray your whole story that BMX brings. You know what I mean? Beef BMX is peacing out. We'll see you later, man. I'm gonna wrap this up here very soon. Oh, Jake, yeah, I follow you. Jake, your progression's crazy. I just sent you the DM. I didn't know this was your last name. Okay, hold on. Oh, the BMX thing. So for me, right, I could tell the story when I first got on the bike. My parents were getting divorced. I hated school. Like it was a tough time in a way, not really like compared to modern problems, but as a teenager, it was a lot of problems. And being able to get on the bike, you could just get out, you could ride, you could clear your head, and just be with yourself and get over everything. So that's what it was for me. And so then when I moved into New Mexico, I was able to ride bikes, be around a lot of good influences that also rode bikes. So that kept me, doing good at school. It kept me out of like, I'd never partied. Like I'm 24. I've never really been to a party. I got drunk for the first time a year ago. So when I was 23, like I never drank. Everything was like I don't drink anymore. That was a one-time thing to not be ignorant about it. And but BMX kept me away from a lot of that. And it was definitely a good thing. Because of that, I was able to put a lot of my time, my effort into progressing and getting better on the bike as a person, everything like that. So, but everyone has their own story with it. I don't know what yours is. I don't know what everyone's is, but there's more than just riding the bike for us. It's a personal connection for anyone who's ridden for more than 2 years. If you quit after 2 years, it didn't really mean too much to you. But for everyone who's still with it, like Barrick's a little older than me, he's been riding way longer than me. It's a personal connection for us, and yeah. So I mean, they just have to find it themselves. You know what I mean? That's just how it goes. Yeah, Jake, that's funny. Um, I was trying to find on the Dougsterbob account, but guys, Jake was in my Jake. Were you in my cabinet, Woodward? Um. Anyway, Jake's a homie from Woodward, and he has gotten crazy good over the last couple years. Uh, that's funny, Jake. I was like, Jake, I had no idea who you were. I know you from Instagram and Woodward and stuff, but that's funny. Jake gets to travel the whole world and ride bikes. His dad plays sports. Jake, you've gotten you that in the video this morning. Okay, guys, let's see. I don't